from 294 to 360, which makes you a proficient user of the language. So it will put you under the category of well, meaning a good proficient, you have a good language proficiency of English, right? But if your score is from 123 to 293, you are categorized under independent user. However, it varies into two different bands. If you can see, band 3 and band 4, and you have upper band 4 and lower band 4, the same thing, upper band 4 and lower band upper band 3 and lower band 3. Okay, so it has two different bands over there that categorizes you as independent user. However, you have the higher proficiency and the lower proficiency level. You can see over there very clearly stated. Yeah, so your score will determine this. And then if you get 82 and below, then you are a basic user. Bear in mind, this is a proficiency test. Therefore, we do not have failure in the language. It is basically language, and you can pick it up anytime. You have to bear in mind on that. Yeah. So please be open-minded when learning is concerned here. Okay. Any questions so far regarding the band scores? Before this, yes, we had band 6. Now we do not anymore, right? This is based on CEFR. Therefore, you will have C1, which is the highest. C2 is the highest. C1 is the highest range. C2, then you have B1, B2, and then you have. That's it, B1 and B2. That means there is 4. However, here they did not include C1. Therefore, you do not have the other range of it. Okay. Now, this is the specification for listening paper. It is 25% out of your 4 papers. And it will be conducted for 50 minutes. Yeah, you have 30 questions. You have all types of texts. Yeah, from dialogues, monologues, conversation, talks, interviews, announcement, advertisement. It can be anything of academic version. All right. You have 5 parts whereby you'll be listening to 7 recorded audios. Okay. You have 3 multiple choice question, which you would be. I think you are familiar with that. You did it in form. For PT3, am I right? If I'm not mistaken, you had listening for PT3.
Yes.
Yes. So I think somehow you'll be familiar. You are familiar with it, right? When it comes to 5 option multiple matching question, that means you'll be having a range of answers, maybe a 1 to 7. Yeah, answers, and then you'll be having maybe 4 questions out of that, and you have to just match the correct one. Okay, I'm going to add your friend again. Hold on, yeah. Remind me, I need to ask you people something later in case I end the class early. I'm sorry, I end the class without saying anything. Please remind me that I have something to say. Okay, here we go. All right. And then we have test focus skills. Basically, it's the same thing, identifying main points, identifying supporting details, and then you will have identifying, recognizing the author's opinion, what he's telling, his attitude, and minor details. Yeah, they won't ask you inferring questions usually. They won't ask you inferring questions. If there is any inferring question, it will be very basic inferring question, because listening, we do not test your deep comprehending ability. Therefore, we do not ask inferring questions and predicting questions. We do not ask these kind of questions, though, right? The simplest would be, what topic do you think would be the suitable for the talk above, maybe. So that's already predicting. That's already not predicting. It's inferring already, but it's a very low level inferring. Okay, people. is listening conducted? You will have 1 minute to read all the question once you get the paper. When you get the paper, the first thing for you to bear in mind is that 1 minute is really precious. So what you do is you quickly try to read through the questions, right? Read through the questions, especially the instructions, because the instruction will actually tell you your answer should not be it's all sorry, I'm going back to the older version. Sorry, yeah, this is all multiple choice questions, so not to worry about it. So you don't have to bear in mind anything. You just have to read the questions, underline the keywords, and then you got to make sure that you read through the answers as well, just to put it in your mind, scan through it. But the questions, you please try to identify the keywords. Like per se, if they ask question for processing, which process which is the process that the author described or the speaker described? Please organize them. Let's say that's a question. So you will have to underline the word process, because that will be the keyword for you to identify. So the next time, or the when you are listening to the text, you will be listening to the processes. Or if you listen that they are talking about the processes, the conversation is about processes, you will be able to focus already with the question. So you will be jotting down points. All right, that's how you try to coordinate yourself between the questions at hand and what you are listening to. So that's how you comprehend things over there. Okay, so it is utmost important for you to be able to read the question and underline the important keywords in the question. Do not highlight everything, and that will confuse you then. Same thing. After the 1 minute, you will be listening for the to the audio for the first time. And then after the first listening, they will give you 1 minute time for you to answer the questions. So at that time, you can answer the question. Previously when you read the question, so you already had it in mind. So during the first listening, you may have tried to answer a few and KIV a few. Maybe you feel like, I'm not so sure about this, but I'm sure about question number 1. Never mind. Now that you have time, check through again, right? And then if possible, try to answer. If you are not sure, leave it though. And then after that 1 minute, you'll be listening to the same text for the second time. So when you're listening to it for the second time, you have to be careful, because after this, you're not going to listen to it again. So this is the time that you listen very carefully, find answers for those questions that you have missed, confirm answers for those questions that you were not sure earlier. You was not sure earlier. Follow.
Yes, madam.
Sure, yeah. And after this first part ends, the second part starts the same way. All right, 1 minute for you to read the question. You hear the audio. 1 minute for you to answer the question. Second, listening to the audio. 1 minute for you to check the answers. Same thing happens for part 1, part 2. And part 3 as well, except for the last part where you will have a few small recordings. Yeah, that is where you have to be very careful, because in that part you'll be listening to a few, at least 3 to 4 short audios, very short. That sometimes students say, I haven't started listening yet, but the audio has ended. So you have to be very careful here. When they say the audio is going to start, you got to be very careful. Take note. And this is really important for you to read the question very carefully, so that you do not miss any keywords as well. All right. So that requires a very careful listening over there. All right. You have to be processing everything that you hear. That's listening all about. Yeah, listening is not merely hearing noise. No, it's hearing and making sense to what you are listening to, right? What you are hearing. Okay. With that, the listening test will end. So what you need to know here is you have 50 minutes, you have 5 parts, you have to listen to 7 audio texts. You always have ample of time, because you have 1 minute time after and before listening to check and answer your questions appropriately. All right, so don't panic. Don't get stuck in one place when you can't find the answer. Skip, move on, come back later. But the later is not too late. Don't take it for granted. You'll have to make sure that in the second listening you get it. You miss for the first time, never mind. But how do we make sure that doesn't happen? Meaning you do not panic too much. Practice. Practice is the only key. Make sure that you are well versed in that, and it is not impossible. All right, it's very possible. Okay, do I have any question here?
Okay, madam.
Okay, all right. Next thing is your speaking. Speaking paper is a little different from what you had earlier. All right, also 25%. It takes about 30 minutes approximately. Sometimes it could take a little longer depending on what's the situation like. Right, you basically have two tasks. Part one, individual presentation over here. Right, part one, individual presentation. And then you have 2 minutes for you to prepare, 2 minutes for you to present. Here, the prompt will be given to you. All right, prompt is given to you. Based on the prompt, based on the point given to you, you present. All right, and make sure that you do not disagree with whatever point which is given to you, unless the question or the prompt is asking you to disagree with it. If you don't like the prompt and you feel like it's okay, I don't like the prompt, I'll change a bit. It's asking me to give the positive, I'll give the negative. Don't do that. Yeah, that is going against the instruction. That will not help you in any way. All right, people? So it's kind of straightforward. And then task 2 comes consecutively. You have 3 minutes to prepare and you have 8 to 12 minutes to discuss. Now, bear in mind, the team that they actually choose may be the same. Here in part 1, they might ask you to talk about the causes. All right, so each one of you will get one cause. I mean, you guys will be going in as a group of 4 members. All right, each one of you will be given cause 1. Maybe I'm just giving an example. Cause 2, cause 3, cause 4, which you will be presenting for your individual presentation. This is cause based. When it comes to group discussion, they will now ask you, maybe I'm just giving an example, yeah? They will ask you to talk about the effects. Okay, they ask you to talk about the effects now. And what is here, they will give you all the 4 that you had, all the 4 causes that you had earlier. They will give you 4 points, 4 effects, meaning, they'll give you, take back here, I'm actually keep mixing with the previous format. They will give you 4 points of effect, and you will have plus 1 more point. That means they will give you in total 5 points here. When you were discussing earlier, there will be only 4 points over here. Now there will be extra 1 point for you to discuss and to come to a conclusion. If you ask me, I am given a different task earlier. Now I'm given a different task. Can I choose Can I choose any of it? Yes, you may choose any of the prompt given to you, any of the points given to you in part 2 to start it off with. So there is no specific direction or instruction for you to only talk about 1 point. No, since this is a discussion, you will be able to talk about point A, B, C, D, and E. All right, you guys discuss, eliminate one by one as you are discussing, and then come to a conclusion of which is the best solution, maybe, which is the worst effect, maybe, or which is the the greatest impact, maybe, depending on the prompt given to you. Okay. Do you understand?
Understand, madam. Yes, madam.
Now, what is evaluated in your speaking task? All right. Of course, they evaluate you in terms of language. How good are you at handling the language? How good are you at using the language form and functions? How are you using the cues to take turn to ask for clarification, to agree with somebody, to disagree with somebody, or to invite them into a conversation if you see that one person is not talking at all? Or how would you take your chance to talk when you see that the others are dominant in the speaking session and you do not seem to get a chance to talk? So these are the things that they will be actually evaluating. How are you managing a discussion? Yeah, you'll have to bear in mind that they also evaluate you in terms of your facial gesture. How are you controlling yourself? Yeah, your tone and intonation. How are you expressing your opinion? Are you expressing it right? Are you expressing it parallel with the emotions that you are trying to give? All right, and then when you are expressing your opinions, are you giving the reasons? Are you giving the reasons? Are you evaluating it with what other people have said, maybe? Are you referring to literature? All right. And are you actually trying to understand what the other party is saying? All right. You have to be very diplomatic here when it comes to group discussion. Remember, this is not an argumentation. This is not an argumentation session. Therefore, you are not arguing. You are discussing. Arguing is part of discussion, but you do not stand with your point. When you find that you agree with point A at the beginning, and when you hear your friends talking and they are giving real good points that hit the nail, then you can always agree. Now, how do you agree with that? You can't suddenly say, I agree with this, I agree with him, I agree with him too, right? So you can always find a way to tell. For example, while you're in the discussion, you say, yeah, I start agreeing with point A, but after listening to candidate D, I'm starting to agree with him or her. All right, then you continue with what you want to say by giving the reasons why you shift from the other point of view to this point of view. What could be the contributing, what do you call, supporting details or points that you have? Okay, you got to express yourself well. All right. Of course, at the end of it, we will expect a conclusion from you. All right. In your examination, you'll be having two examiners. Yeah, you'll have two examiners. Of course, you'll be sitting in form like this: A, B, C, D, examiner 1 and examiner 2 over here. So you'll be surrounded with people. All right. After your what do you call, individual presentation, of course, candidate A gets the chance first. Candidate A, 2 minutes. Candidate B, 2 minutes. Candidate C, and then continually with candidate D, 2 minutes. Right after that, they will continue with task B. And in task B, any one of you can start the presentation. As the examiner says, well, candidates, you may start now. Or, well, candidates, you may begin now. Any one of you have to start. The moment she says or he says that, they're going to turn the clock on and the time is ticking. So please don't think of you start first. You start first. No. Start. That's all. All right. So sometimes matric students are a little bit lucky, they get to know who are their teammates. Hope you're lucky enough. I'm not sure. Usually, I don't promise them that they will know who's their group mates, but if I know, I'll just inform them. But I also tell them that don't depend with it too much. If anything can go wrong, and things might change. If one or two doesn't turn up, then you may end up with different group mates. We'll never know. Okay. Okay, that is it for speaking. Do you have any questions for me on speaking?
Will the group mate is our classmate?
Most probably. Usually, yes, dear.
Teacher, what is turn taking?
Turn taking is just this. I say, I think I agree with this because of blah, 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 and blah. And because of this, you keep on talking and everything, right? And there is one person who didn't really get the chance. How would she take part in it as well? Let's say I'm talking a lot and you don't get a chance. You don't get a chance to talk. How would you come into the talk, people? How do you come into the conversation? You want to be part of it as well. You need the marks. You see. Come on, pick a guess. Hello, talking is nothing new to you, people. Where is?
Minta untuk mencelah ke teacher?
Excuse me.
Tak.
Did you just talk to me in Malay?
We ask for interview.
Yes, you asked permission to interview. How would you do that? Usually.
I don't know, teacher. Use the words like excuse me.
Exactly. All right, when you want to say something, sorry to interrupt, but I think I don't quite agree with you because, and you go on. All right, that's one way. All right, there are many ways. I said, I totally agree with you if you agree. I can't really agree with you. No, right? You can use the word excuse me, but be careful when you're using the word excuse me. Yeah, you don't say excuse me when everybody has stopped talking and you want to come in and you just don't know how to start up and you say everybody's quiet and say excuse me, I would like to, and it doesn't fit the place. All right. So if you're really saying using the word excuse me, you must make sure the conversation is going on and you're coming in between. All right. Only then you use the word like excuse me. Otherwise, go ahead like you're talking to your friends. I said I totally as they're talking and you get a little gap over there. I totally agree with you, candidate B, but I think maybe we should spare some time thinking about this point here. And then you give out the points. Why do I say so? I think I agree with this more because of this, and this. All right. When you say you don't agree with somebody, you have to support it with details. You cannot just say, I don't think I agree with you. And that's it. Then the next question you have to already expect. Why don't you agree with me? Or why don't you agree with us? And then you'll have to be prepared. That is kind of a weak conversation. When we are telling that we are agreeing with somebody, you have to support it with reasons already. Right? Or point a question. What if? Right? I kind of agree with you, but not totally. What if we get this in situation? So you point a question, you throw in a question, so it gets them thinking. So when they answer the question, the conversation goes much more attractive, I would say. It would the way that it flows, it would be much more attractive, interesting, in other words. Follow? I hope I didn't confuse you.
The preparation, that 3 minutes preparation is for us to think our point, and the discussion are for four of us, all of us to talk to each other, right? To discuss each other, right?
No, darling, that 3 minutes is for individual timing. Nobody discuss in that 3 minutes. That means it's for that individual person, the fourth person that is sitting in front of you. All right, you guys are facing each other, right? So basically I said, candidates, you are given 3 minutes to prepare points for your discussion. So everybody keeps quiet and come up with your points. So you'll be given sorry, I don't have it yet. Yeah, I'm not ready because everything is new. So I get mixed up also sometimes. Let me see. Where's the past year question? There's no past year question. It's only one past year question. I didn't get it though. Hold on, yeah. I'll just give you one example. Reading, speaking. All right. Maybe something like this. Can you see?
Your screen is small, so I cannot see.
No, I just want you to see the pattern. This is how it will look like. Can you see that? So the prompt will be here, and this will be the points given to all of you. Follow?
Yes.
All right. So this is what you'll be seeing for task B. Later, I'll post it for you to just give an idea, not just the layout. I want you to have an idea. Okay, she said this, and this. Now, how will the question look like? You need to look at it right away so that you can actually see it. I can't prepare it because I was really running out of time. Everything came in the last minute. Yeah? Sorry, shouldn't be a reason anyway. Now, so here they said the prompt is, you listen to me, yeah? How can the Ministry of Education raise the standard of English in school? How can the Ministry of Education raise the standard of English in school? First point is English Day. Second point is newspaper in education. Third point, more English periods. The fourth point, literature class. Fifth point, teacher training. So it's very short, you know. You need some ideas to prompt yourself up. You really need to ask WH question, why newspaper? How newspaper? Who will get to improve? They are talking about Ministry of Education. They are talking about standards of English in school. So why teacher training? Are they talking about the teachers? Are they talking about students? Or both can be improved? How? So you have to really ask questions. WH question is the key over here. So in that 3 minutes given to you, you have to come up with details. I would advise you to come up to choose at least 2 out of this, to choose at least 2 and then come up with the points. All right. And as your group members present later, Ron, you jot down a little bit here and there so that you can actually decide to which to agree to. All right. So if you are jotting down points in that 3 minutes, what would you do? You are in support with one point, then give all the points there. You are not in support with the other point, put down the points over there. In very short point forms here, people don't write sentences. It will not help you. Okay. We'll do a lot of practice, don't worry. Do you get the picture, roughly?
A bit, maybe need to do the print.
Don't worry, I will snapshot the same question and I'll post it right after this. I always make sure that the students have the content of the day, after their class.
Is
So
it in
you
the
get it.
white book or it's another book?
Are you already having your Muad book?
For me, I have.
Yeah,
What?
I have it.
Yeah.
But that was a random one. I didn't take it from that book. Now, if you have the book, then you can refer to. Let me see. This is guide. If you already have it, it's good. And if you can see, if you already have the book, if you look at page 60, starting from page 60, 61, 62, 63, until 65, yeah, all the language cues are there. All right, how to give clarification, how to persuade your friend, how to negotiate, how to interrupt, how to take turn, how to infer, how to evaluate, everything is here. They give you sample sentences. Of course, you can use them. And if you have your own, you're better in language, please feel free to use that. All right? Okay, that is one. If you look at page 67, honey, those who have books, right? If you look at page 67, there is example of part 2, group discussion. A different question here. All right. The situation says there is an increasing concern about the importance of having a good family reputation. In your group, discuss the factors that can affect a family's reputation. Quite something to think. All right. Now, the prompt says, what factors can affect a family's reputation? What factors can affect the family's reputation? So here from the question itself, you can expect all the 5 points that they're going to give is going to be factors. And you're going to discuss to decide which factor influences the most or affects the most. Okay, so the first one in income levels, second one education level, third one occupation, fourth lifestyle, and fifth behavior. This is discussable. All right, discussable because it's very much related to you. It's not biased at all. All right, can you get me there?
Yes, madam.
If you have the book, how many of you have the book? I can't see you. Can you just say yeah, no?
Yeah, I have the book.
1,
No, teacher.
No, madam, not yet.
Have you ordered?
I just ordered, madam.
Okay, those who didn't, do it now after the class, please. Make sure you have the book. We are far apart. All I can do is with my slides, and I'm very bad at it because it's the first time going online. You see, you'll be advanced than me. You got to teach me a lot of things. I wanted to ask you guys how to use Zoom. I don't like Meet. Okay. All right. All right, that's about it. Okay, I'm done explaining this. Today is just an introduction session. I don't want to confuse you further, right? Those who have the books, you can actually start reading already. I would advise you to read from the beginning a little bit so that you understand what is expected from you for speaking. Only then you know. You must know what are you tested for in order to get ready for the test. You get me? You can't blindly go and sit for a test and do it. That is really, highest order of, I don't want to say it. All right. So what you do, you know what you are going into. You must know where you are heading to. You can't blindly drive in the highway thinking that I'll reach my destination somehow. This is not faith. People, remember that. Okay. I'm moving on. Reading also 25%, 75 minutes, 40 question. Many of the sections are something that you are really familiar with because you've been doing this ever since you know yourselves in school. All right. So as usual, everything is testable when it comes to the test papers. You'll have from newspaper articles, notices, timetable, short stories, directions, everything comes in. Okay. Now you'll have 7 parts. You have 10 texts. All right. You have 7 parts. Part 1 is multiple matching. That means you'll have 3 short maybe advertisement or 3 hotels advertisements. It could be anything. Yeah, you'll have 3, and then you'll have maybe 4 questions over there. You'll have to match for the questions. Easiest part. All right, the easiest part is B2, I think, B2 level questions. So it's a basic user question. You should get all correct in that part 1, all right? And then when you go to part 2, it's all about multiple choice questions. You read quite some passage, but not more than 400 words passage. You'll read them and you'll answer. They are 3 option answers. 3 option answers. Questions, sorry, 3 option answer question. That means you'll have the question, you'll have 3 option answers. Choose one out of that. All right, that shouldn't be difficult. When it comes to part 4 is something that you'll get 2 different articles. You'll have article A and article B. 2 questions from article A, 2 questions for article B. Another 2 question is predicting outcome from the 2 articles given to you. So it takes a little bit of inferring skills for you to identify the ideas. And then they also can ask you some organization question in that particular section, whereby they ask, based on this and this, what is the best organization of the info given? You have to figure it out. So it's inferring in a way or not, all right? And then what's new? Part 5 is new, people, where you have gap text. This one. All right, that gap text is new for you. Most, I think when you were in school, you did close text. Right? You remember close text? Have you ever? Are you familiar with close text? People, you hear me? Yes, no?
No, not really familiar with that.
Oh, you don't have, a short passage, and they take away words.
Oh.
That's close text, guys.
Yeah.
You don't know that? Come, let me.
I know.
Smack you a little bit. Come on, people.
Yes, you've done
that one. Yes. So they'll take away a little, a few words over here, and sometimes it's adjective, sometimes it's noun, adverb, sometimes. Normally it's noun or adjective that they take away from it, and then they'll expect you to fill in the gaps accurately.
Madam,
Yep.
Daniel want to.
You guys cannot accept him. People, can you admit them?
No. No.
I don't know. I really don't like this because I don't know how to do it. Where am I? Where am I? Okay. Where are we? Where are we? Getting late. Oh, so yeah, this gap text is something new because you will have one whole passage and here 6 sentences will be missing. That's not any more word here. 6 sentences will be missing and they will give you 7 option answers. One whole passage, every paragraph, 1 sentence will be taken away. It's not necessarily main points. It's not necessarily supporting details. So you can't figure out, So you'll have to really read the flow, understand what it is saying, understand what's talking about for you to be able to fit the right sentence in the right gap. Now, what's the catch here? Why did I say this is something new? Because they have given you 7 option answer. Out of this 7 option answer, 6 is relevant, 1 is irrelevant. Okay, 1 is irrelevant. Now, what will this 1 irrelevant do? If you get 1 irrelevant in to the passage, then you will get 1 wrong answer. So you'll get 5/6 in case you get the others in order. All right. That would be an advantage. I would say that is a blessing in disguise. If you get 5/6, fine. But if you miss that out, meaning you didn't pick the wrong answer in, but you picked all the correct one in, unfortunately you mismatch one. What will happen, people?
How?
You don't understand my question?
Yeah.
I don't know, teacher.
You don't know meaning?
I don't know what will happen.
You don't know what will happen. You don't want to think.
Teacher, pardon, teacher. Repeat.
Okay. In your passage, you have 6 gaps. You know what is gaps?
Yeah.
Okay, they take away the sentence, right? 6 gaps. They give 7 answer. 1 is irrelevant. Simple maths, guys. 1 is irrelevant, all right? When 1 is irrelevant and you didn't pick that answer, God bless you. Good. You picked all the answers which is relevant. But next trick is you mismatched 1 answer, meaning you did not put in one of the space, you did not put the correct answer. What will happen to the rest of the space for the rest of the answers that you have put in?
All wrong.
Exactly. Everything will go wrong. All right, because the other 6 are all relevant ones, right? So if you mismatch 1, meaning you mismatched everything. Correct?
Yeah.
So if you get 5/6, you are very lucky, guys. Because there is no other way. It's either 6/6, 5/6, or 0/6. That's the 3 things that will happen in gap text. It's a big catch over there. Honestly, talking to you, even I didn't get all correct yet so far. First time I tried, I was thinking, my, what are they testing me? Right? So we are not used to it. So you'll have to do a lot of practice in order for us to understand and do it appropriately. Okay? All right. So bear in mind, you have 40 questions. You want a band 4 and above. You have to score at least 32 correct answers. Let's say we are not lucky. 6 of the answers, 6 of the questions we flunk because of the gap text. That means we have how many more to lose? I said 32. That means 8. 6 gone. Only 2. So for the rest of the thing, you can't afford to do mistakes. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
So reading is very important, people. That's all I want to say. The rest of it, you can do it. Even when it comes to part 6 and 7, part 6 can be a bit tricky. It's a bit confusing, but 7 and 6, you can do it. I have the confidence because part 6 and 7, you've been tested throughout the school. But part 5, you are not tested. Therefore, I'm more worried about this gap text than the other parts because the others you are all very familiar with. Okay, let's see how the test goes later. Right, those who have the books, you can already see. You can already try to get ready because I'm a practice-based person. I will go practice-based. All right, every time you will be having a lot of quizzes, you'll having a lot of answering to do. Yeah, I will not be doing this kind of explanation all the time. I hope. Okay. And the last one is 25% as well. You got 75 minutes for that. Task 1, guided writing. It's an email or formal letter. I think you'll get an email. It's about 100 words at least, very little. But you have to follow the format accurately, and you have to answer all the questions that is asked and use the letters which they provide you with. Do not miss that. That's why it's called guided writing. That means all the words that they have given you, you must use them in the writing. Okay, it's email or formal letters. All right, people. Formal, it can be informal letters also. That's 100 word. And then you have your task 2. It's an extended writing of 250 words. Examiners are happy, especially people like me with spectacles. I'm so happy that I don't have to mark about 4 or 5 pages already. I can only mark 250 words. That means about 1 page long. Will do. All right. So it's got to be discursive, argumentative, or problem solving. Any questions, Ka?
No.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So discursive, argumentative, or problem solving. Don't worry. Everything format is still the same. It's only when it is argumentative you can agree, disagree, or you can partially agree with it. But make sure the lexical that you choose are those portraying your agreement or describing your disagreement or your partial agreement. The expression of your vocabularies are important because they determine quite something. All right, discursive is something that you discuss all over, see the effect and the cause or the cause-effect solution. Those are something that you discuss usually. Or problem solving, you find out what is the ways to solve a problem. You have to elaborate that in detail. However, we still fall into that rule of having 5 paragraphs. Yeah, your intro, your body paragraph, and conclusion. Usually you will be giving here you'll be giving 3 body paragraphs. Right, one with one paragraph of conclusion, of course. Here you have your thesis statement. Here you have your topic sentences, right, and supporting details, and then here you sum up and all. So it's a basic thing that you already know. All right, it's just a way for you to express yourself accurately. Now that matters more. Okay. That's it, people. So here, when it says language function that they're going to test you, you are giving precise information. This is for email. All right. Describing experience, feeling, and events. This is also for email mostly. Providing evidence, reasons, opinion is also mostly. This is all based on the letters. Essay, of course, all of them are in and more. All right. What they give here is all about the email letters over here. The slides it's not mine. Credit to my friend who created it. Miss Jayashri. Okay, people?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So clear as in what are you to expect? What are you expecting? All right. What is expected? Or shall I put it like this? You know what you should expect for paper 1, 2, 3, 4 roughly. It's not like you go and sit there, you get a bomb. No, you already know what is it, okay? So whether you understand or not of what is going to happen comes later. Okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to end this. All right, off you go. Have I stopped presenting?
Yes.
Okay, all of you in?
Yes, madam.
So how many of you all together?
25.
And -1, that's me, okay? Eh? Including me, 25, eh?
26.
But I don't see one person in.
Some people
Some have, those who have internet,
problem.
yeah, you got to make sure that you let me know that you have internet connection problems so that I don't misunderstand you for an absenteeism, okay? Very important, yeah? All right, do you have any questions?
No.
So far clear, madam.
Okay, if you don't have any questions, then I'll call it a class. I'll see you.
Madam.
Yes.
In the wet book, is there any an example of the examination paper?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is complete guide, people. When it comes to ACE, not this one. Come ACE ahead, it's a complete guide. Why do all the lecturers in KMS use this? Usually, matriculation teachers they'll be using this because most of us in KMS are wet markers. So we basically know how papers are marked and what is required from you, right, from the students in order for you to score. And this is written by Mr. Chu. He leads it, yeah. Mr. Chu leads it. Mr. Chu is the one of the chief of Wet Marker, and he is also in our college, guys. So he wrote this book, and it's all in what do you call in form. Yeah, you have you have section by section for listening, speaking, reading. You have plenty of practices and exercises, and you also have model test papers. And you don't worry, I will be giving you more. Yeah, you have model test papers. You have 2 sets over here that you can see the entire paper, right? And then he gave you some, answers. Suggestive answers are there also. So suggested answers are there. And what I like about this book is when it comes to speaking, he has suggested answers, whereby he has given you the points. All right, you can actually explain better. And for the practice that you have, he gives the points as well. So you not only have questions type, you also have the probable points that you can use. If you are a good reader, you would find this book very, very useful. Don't just stop at one point here. Go back to the answers. See how can you learn. Pick up from there. Because when you do your speaking practices, you will look into the answers. Reading them, you'll get ideas for your writing. So it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah, I'm not promoting this book to you. I want you to have it because I'm using it very heavily, right? And I like to use this book because many other books in the store are not following the scheme of marking. So what happens is you will not answer the question after the hard work that you do. That is not nice. Where you work so hard, but then you are not getting the reward for your hard work. Okay, that's one. And be careful of following the some websites and everything. I see that people are really trying to help, but evaluate. Yeah, evaluate before you take everything. Whatever that you're getting from the outside, please take it. But when it comes to formats, following how to approach the questions and everything, you stick to what I teach you. All right? Okay, people?
All right, madam.
That is all. Okay. Thank you very much. If you don't have any question, I'll call it a class and I will see you again.
Madam.
Yes.
Like the speaking topic earlier. Who will be our examiner? Is it our lecturer in the college or outsider?
It will be lecturers, but from IPTA, any other IPTA, IPTA or IPTS.
I see. Okay.
We'll never be evaluating you. We will go to evaluate other people.
Okay.
They'll never do that mistake. Any other questions that you need to know?
I think that's all.
Okay. Aina, Amira,
Yes, madam.
any questions, darling?
No.
Can you follow?
Yes.
Is that you?
Yeah. No.
See, you guys are misguiding me, you see. Amira, Aina,
Yes, madam.
all good?
Yes, all good.
You with me?
Yes.
Good. Anis, Amira,
Yes, madam.
all good?
Yes.
You okay? All right, great. Anisu, Aida,
Yes, madam.
all good?
Yes.
Okay, good. Be happy. Arif Izudin,
Hello, teacher.
all okay?
Okay.
Okay, it's not really an okay. Don't worry, all right? You'll be fine.
All right.
Okay, Rihanna Lim.
Yes, madam.
First thing, did I say your name right?
Yes, madam.
Okay, everything all right?
Yes, madam.
Okay, Isha, is that your real name?
Yes, madam.
Okay, hi. Everything good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's nice. Farahin Faiz.
Hi, madam.
All okay? Hey dear.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Okay. Gurvin Inderjit.
I'm good.
Okay, all okay?
Yeah.
All right, you have no questions?
No.
All right, great. Hadif Haikal.
Yes, madam.
Okay?
Yes, okay.
Good, All right, great. Hanis. I don't know.
Madam,
What's your full name?
actually, my name only Hanis.
That's your first.
Is my father name.
Okay, Hanis. Then it's good. All is fine?
Yes.
You can follow?
Yes, madam.
All right. Hari Natul.
Yes, madam.
All okay, girl?
Okay, madam.
Who is this boy? Everybody is having his picture. Who's that fella? Hazatul Emira.
Yes.
All okay, girl?
Yeah, everything is great.
Nadia.
Yes, madam.
All good?
All good, madam.
Okay, great. Najris.
Yes, madam.
All okay?
Okay, madam.
All right. Nick Fatiha. This is the time you have to show me your face, anyway. No time. Nisa, all okay, girl?
Yes, madam.
Nick Fatiha, okay, right, girl?
Yes, okay, madam.
All right. Nur Miri, correct?
It's actually pronounced like Japanese, but it's okay.
Please let me know. I don't want to get it wrong. It's not nice. Come on.
Nur Mirai.
Mira, oh, very unique. Nice. All right. All okay, dear?
So far it's good, but if I have any question, I'm just gonna be amused. Okay.
Very well.
Okay.
Do that. Okay, Priyanka Shri. Priyanka Shri. Is it? Dear?
Yashini.
Priyanka One more time?
Yashini Priyanka.
Priyanka, still it doesn't click, my dear. Never mind. Priya, you okay?
Yeah, miss, I'm okay.
Okay, good. Putri Shafika,
Yes, madam.
okay?
Everything's good, madam.
All right. Siti Nursara Shazwani,
Yes, madam.
all okay, girl?
Yes.
All right. Please have a look at whatever I've said to you. And the last person, Eddie, what's your name?
Preeti.
Preeti. Oh God, there's no connection with your name over there. Okay, good. So how is it, Preeti? It's fine.
So far, so good.
Okay, good, great. Guys, you have any question, you can ping me anytime, right? Don't want to take, I've already taken 5 minutes. Right, that is all. Thank you very much. If you need to know anything, you just get back to me. Now, if you do not have anything else to do, whatever I've taught you, please go to the book, look at it, get familiarized. Okay, start today. Get familiarized with whatever it is there, right? Thank you very much. That's all. Bye. See you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Sai. Bye, madam.
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 Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you,
Bye.
madam.
Have a nice day, madam.
You too. I just scolded my daughters. I need to go and see them. Bye.
Okay, bye, madam. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Okay.